is my list of the movies that totally failed in the year of 2022. I know I'm later with this one, but I didn't get to see some of these movies until later on, because of later release dates. These are the movies where they failed in almost every way they could have failed. Here we go. Number 10, Troll. Troll is basically a Norwegian kaiju movie. The biggest mistake this movie makes is that it has no originality whatsoever. It just takes the standard Hollywood kaiju movie and blends it with their own folktale. The characters are generic, the story is generic, and at the end of it, you just saw something you have seen several times before, but done better. Number 9, Amsterdam.
Harold, I told you from the get-go this job was a bad idea. Milton told you this job was a bad idea, but she had to get us hired.
Oh, she? She had to get... She also got you out of jail, which you seem to forget a lot. You can't turn your backs on me now.
You broke the pact, remember?
I broke the pact? When?
We told you not to leave, Bert.
At least you found love, even if you can't get it. I've never been lucky enough.
Amsterdam had all the ingredients to be a great movie. A good director in David O. Russell, a good cast with Kristen Bale and Margot Robbie among others. But the script totally fails in bringing an engaging story. This is a movie where nothing happens. It is a good-looking movie visually, but the story is just not engaging at all. The plot points feel so random and the characters feel very thin. The performances are also overall good here, but the story just isn't enough here. I don't know what everyone involved was thinking. Number 8, Black Adam.
Cyclone, Smasher, now is your time.
Let's roll.
What are you doing? Hey, hey, hey!
This movie was just your generic superhero movie, and it couldn't even do that properly. It is a movie where it feels like it was an attempt for The Rock to get into the superhero genre, without any thought of actually making a good movie, and not just trying to copy what we have seen from Marvel, only done worse with a terrible villain, bad characters, and at times very bad CGI. Number 7, Uncharted.
Hey, Goldie, I brought your stuff up.
Thank you.
Hey, how was last night?
Great.
Yeah, he was cute?
Very cute.
Nice. Hey.
Hi. Excuse me?
Sorry. Hey, what can I get you?
Vodka tonic.
Vodka tonic, come on. It's my first drink of the night. Test me a little.
I don't know, a Negroni?
A no what?
Uh,
I'm kidding. The Negroni. First made in
Uncharted is actually a movie I was looking forward to a point, because the games are some of my favorite games I have ever played. I thought the casting felt off, not that Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg are bad actors, they are good actors, I just thought they were wrong for these roles. Not so much Tom Holland, because he is actually great, it just doesn't work here. But it has more to do with the script and direction of this movie than it has to do with Tom Holland. The movie is just your standard story. Added to that is some of the best moments from the games, but it's all for nothing because the story falls flat and the characters aren't written well at all. There is a difference in a game story and a movie story. With the game story you get entertained by the interactive part of it, while movies have to fill that up with something else, like well-written characters and a story that doesn't feel hollow. Number 6, Disney's Pinocchio.
I still say it's not right to yell right as somebody's about to make a shot.
Get over it. Everybody knows psyching out your opponent is a great strategy. You gotta do what you gotta do to win.
You're wrong, Lampy. I still call what you did cheating.
Come on. To hear you talk, you'd think something terrible was gonna happen to us.
Disney's Pinocchio is as lifeless as a fish that has been on land for an hour. This movie has no charm whatsoever. Visually, it looks like the animated movie, but it doesn't have the charm of the animated movie. Tom Hanks gets so little to do in here. The story plays out in a very random way. There is no deeper thing about this movie like with the original animated classic. This movie is just proof that some classic animated movies you should leave alone.
I'm the bad man. Have been for a long time.
That's 3 people likely killed with the same weapon. What's that?
Found him on the floor. Your shooter's losing his mind.
Anything else I can do for you?
The room number again?
It's on the key holder.
The retainer for your services is $10 million.
No.
Call the contract off. I don't hurt children, ever. Listen to me very carefully. The girl stays alive. You're answerable to me.
Yes, we have another random Liam Neeson action movie that has no originality and barely has anything interesting happening in it. There are some action scenes that look good and the movie in a visual sense looks great, but we don't get to know any of the characters in here. The story is too long because the story only offers action scene after action scene and nothing else. Liam Neeson does a good job here, but he has barely anything to work with when it comes to his character in the script. Number 4, Last Seen Alive.
You know, I have to ask you, how's your marriage?
I think we need a break.
What's the matter? I'm gonna have to pull over and almost empty.
Is it the Warwick? I mean, I know I've not been around so much.
I don't actually know what it is.
So you don't know what's wrong. We know what happens when you're unfulfilled. We've been there.
This movie was just awful in every way possible. The story, it is bottom barrel. The characters are nothing more than plot conveniences. The story is just one illogical thing after another. There are plot holes as big as some black holes. And don't get me started on the dialogue in this movie that a 5-year-old could have written better. This was just terrible. Number 3.
Daddy,
What's going on, sweetie?
something feels weird. Something's changing.
You remember the tools we taught you, right?
Pencil, desk, paper, shoes. You're weird.
Everything okay, Charlie?
It happened again.
What happened?
The bad thing.
If you ever start to lose control, what do you do?
It didn't work.
She's not a robot, Annie. She's a little girl. With little girl emotions, which are wildly unpredictable.
Charlie?
She just has to shove it down and keep it hidden.
Our responsibility is getting her ready.
Our responsibility is to protect her.
Charlie?
If they catch her, they're gonna put her in a cage.
Charlie?
The original Firestarter was no masterpiece by any means, but this remake just falls apart. Zac Efron is not believable as a parent to this girl. The chemistry between him and Sydney Lemon is not there. We don't even get to have a sympathetic lead character. She is not written very well, so it's very hard to be on her side when the story starts. And the story itself isn't anything to write home about. Also, the actress playing the villain gives maybe one of the worst performances of 2022, where she doesn't pull off any emotion she is supposed to portray in a credible way. Number 2, Me Time.
I love you.
I love you, Dad.
Sonny, you have no life outside of your kids.
Well, my wife is an architect. We made a decision that's best for me to take care of the kids. It's called a...
So this is another Kevin Hart comedy and I like the guy. I do. He is funny in the right context. But in this movie he is definitely not funny. In fact, the whole movie fails to be funny and fails to be entertaining. This is one of the absolute worst movies of last year for me. It was awful to sit through it. And let's not even mention the mountain lion attack that could have been animated better by a first grader on his phone. So here is my number 1 worst movie of 2022. And it is Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
You ever
heard of the Creeper?
A local legend, right? The Creeper comes back every 23 years.
Then what? Can't believe I let you drag me to this.
This is the Coachella of cosplay.
It is time for our Creeper Drop!
I thought that this franchise couldn't get any worse after Jeepers Creepers 3. I was very wrong. This movie is just terrible all the way around. The actors do a terrible job with their performances. The story is just something they wrote to make another installment in this franchise after they got their hands on it after Victor Salva sold the property. But this is just a failed attempt at rebooting a franchise that is already dead after the previous movie. This movie just drove the nail in the coffin further into an already dead franchise. So this was my list of the worst movies of 2022. What are yours? This has been Boogeyman Cinema, and I hope you enjoyed the video.